Good evening, everybody. September 21st, 2021. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. We had a nice, another nice violent low there. Plunged down to about 39,600, it looks like. So earlier today, this morning actually, I posted in the group here, cancel those Bitcoin longs I was talking about last night, because the overnight action really looked like it was corrective instead of impulsive off the lows. So there's a strong possibility we get another low before we're done. So I posted that in here, and then also said, we can short basically with a stop above 44.3. So we did do that, shorted right around 43,100. And I'm still sitting in those shorts, although I have a break-even stop on that now. Additionally shorted ETH a little bit ago, yesterday at around 3,100, so took some profit off that, and we are still sitting in those as well with break-even stops. So this action, the reason I said it looked corrective is this action here is like three waves basically, and it pretty much started topping out right around the 1.0 extension of that. And then this red box was the red zone. So last night I had this count, this yellow count, showing a completed 5 waves, but it was always possible that instead we had only completed the 3rd wave there, like so. So all this is getting moved over now. All right. So with that being the case, here's 3, here's 2. We then had this resistance zone here for 4, and the target is all the way down here, 37.5 to 38.5. We failed to get that so far, 39.6, and realistically, this is not an impulse down. This pump up that we got here is not, it pretty much has gone too high in order to say that we're getting an impulsive move down, I believe, into this 5th. Hang on, let me make sure I'm not lying to you here. Okay, sorry, this is the 5th wave. No, okay. This could be 1, 2 within wave 5, but we would, if that was the case, we would expect it to go much, much lower, and that doesn't really make sense. So that's why I was thinking this is a diagonal, not because of the bounce. So I apologize for that confusion there. But I am looking at this kind of as potentially being more of a diagonal. So here's kind of ABC. We very well may get an ABC up, and then ABC down, and then ABC up, and ABC down. I mean, we might very well kind of chop around in that region for quite some time until we get into this ideal region for this 5th to end. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is that the 5th did end here, it just truncated. We have seen that before, but at the moment, I favor 37.5 to 38.5 as the most likely outcome still. I think the only way at this point that I would consider that not to be the case would be if we got above these highs, which is right around that 43,400 area. And if we do that, especially if we do that in a way that looks like 5 waves off the low, then we may very well be looking at an actual bounce here, an actual recovery. So let's go down to the low time frame and see what we can see here. And again, this is just, it's not anything to trade off of, but this is just to track to see if it is doing what it needs to be doing. So if that's our little micro 1 and 2, then we should see this move up to about here, somewhere between 43.6 and 44.2. So we would need to get that first, and then support in a 4th wave here, and then a 5th wave up to 44.5 to 45.1. So again, just a reminder, I stopped out about 46K. So even if this does this impulse up, which I'm not convinced it's going to do, but even if it does this, this is still below where I stopped out of my Bitcoin, so I'm still up regardless of that. And the fact is, after that, we're going to be looking for a pullback back down somewhere, and we can get probably 42K, something like that, maybe around where we are right now. So again, no need to FOMO into anything here. Let the price action dictate what is actually going to happen, and unless we break above these highs, like I said, and get into this zone here, 43.6 to 44.2, I'm still expecting that we go a little bit lower. Now on the bulls side, we are certainly very, very low on the hourly RSI, and we've got a bull div that arguably is already played out, to be honest, but we are creeping up on the RSI, so it does have room to the upside for sure. The PPO's bottomed out here for sure. So it really could just be done. It could be truncated there, but we really need it to prove that it has in order to be more comfortable with getting into longs aggressively. Now, that being said, I've done some spot buying all throughout this area, and there's alts that I've been interested in that I've gotten some really nice fills on as well. So I'm just not really getting heavy with my buys until I see a more clear reversal sign here, because at the moment, like I said, we can still head down here. And let's see, that honestly would be the lowest I would like to see it go. If we drop below that, like I said last night, below 37.5, we're going to have to really heavily consider that ultra bearish alternative instead. But we'll just have to, like I said, keep letting price action dictate what we do and go from there. So for the moment, I'm still pretty heavily in cash. Like I said, I've done some buying, but I think I'm at least 30 to 40% in cash still. Across the board. So I will use that when we have a more clear setup. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. And we'll see what the overnight action brings. All right, good night.